Hi there and welcome to Apple World. Jamie Foxx's late Wellbeing Alarm may be more than simply an irregular clinical episode. Gossip has it this was no mishap by any means except for a determined move and who's purportedly behind it. In all honesty, Sha Diddy KS definitely, you heard that right. The story begins getting genuine wild when you dig more deeply, particularly when you contemplate the association between these two industry forces to be reckoned with. James has for quite some time been considered to be this adorable, multi-capable star in any case. Recently, he's been connected to some genuinely dim insider facts about Diddy that have individuals talking, and not in a great way, yet he suffered a heart attack, and he had a stroke that came from a blood coagulation in his heart. So what precisely went down was that Jimmy was abruptly hurried to the clinic, and what his family depicted as an unexpected issue was the official proclamation. However, insiders and close industry sources paint an undeniably more evil picture. You've most likely heard the murmurs that Diddy runs these over-the-top mysterious gatherings. What you may not know is that Jamie Foxx was correct there at the focal point of them for quite a long time furthermore. Presently, subsequent to pulling ceaselessly and picking to stand up certain people, think Diddy could have come after Jamie to quietness him. Diddy some time ago, when Diddy at the point when Diddy had all of the tunes out, he was so popular. However, before we jump into all that, we should rewind for a minute. Jamie Foxx wasn't wrapped all of the time up in this wreck. As a matter of fact, his ascent to distinction was standard for somebody as capable as he is. Back in 1991, Jimmy joined the cast of Unfiltered and Full of Life, where his skill for parody quickly made him a stand apart. This was the sort of stage that truly placed him on the guide, permitting him to ultimately land his own sitcom, The Jamie Foxx Show, which ran from 1996 to 2001. This show alone made him an easily recognized name and hardened his status in Hollywood. It's as yet muddled what sent Jamie Foxx to the medical clinic yet, as his family is amenably telling the world it's simply not every other person. Business close to this time, Jamie met Sha Diddy KS, who was a colossal name in the music industry, with his Mark Terrible Kid records. This was during Diddy's pinnacle. He was tossing sumptuous gatherings, making hits with the absolute greatest names in hip bounce, and appeared to be distant. Jimmy and Diddy's relationship got going incredible. Jamie indeed even respected Diddy, frequently commending how the portable explored the music world. At one point, Jamie kidded about needing to toss parties as extreme as Diddy's, yet on a much more modest financial plan. It was all accommodating rivalry, or so it appeared, watching Puff at the Beverly Slopes lodging. I'm recording this, and it's a pool party that is absurd. Diddy, perceiving Jim's potential as a rising star, brought him into his restrictive circle, permitting him to go to those notorious gatherings that individuals murmured regarding yet never saw. And for some time, everything appeared fine. Jamie and Diddy worked together on projects, and from the outside, thoroughly searching in, it seemed they had a strong companionship look. April 11th last year, terrible cerebral pain as my kid for a view was away for 20 days, yet like a large number of Diddy's high-profile connections, this one took a dull turn. You see, reports about what truly occurs at these amazing gatherings have been twirling for years. Some say they're not simply regarding music and tomfoolery, yet about power control. Furthermore, something considerably more upsetting, there have been charges that these get-togethers were more similar to secret gatherings where favors were traded, individuals were controlled, and why wild exercises went down in secret. Furthermore, clearly Jamie got a first-column seat to everything, and Stacey, you say the present prosecution peruses like a horrid arraignment. What was generally surprising to you of all these claims? Definitely the reality, Jake, that the government in this arraignment introduced proof claiming that Sean Combs was running, and as a matter of fact, Jamie even conceded in interviews that Diddy once requested that he report all that went down at these gatherings. Now, he didn't get into particulars at the time. However, the thought of Diddy employing somebody to record these occasions raises a ton of eyebrows. What was Diddy attempting to catch, and why did he want video verification of everything all the more? Critically, for what reason did Jimmy, later long stretches of going to these occasions, abruptly choose to step away and distance himself from Diddy? That is where things get truly fascinating. So, for what reason? For what reason does Puffy? For what reason does everything come to head now? Why now, since he's the satisfactory beast as of now? Like R. Kelly was the keep-going time I sat on this lounge chair. So who's next? You all don't see the arrangement, you see, while Diddy was flying high. Break began shaping in his cautiously organized picture. Around 2013, government organizations allegedly started researching Diddy's dealings with certain people, including youthful craftsmen. These weren't your common business. Nest bargains, these were murmurs regarding double dealing and control, however, as rapidly as the examination started. It vanished. Supposedly Diddy had companions in high places who aided make the situation disappear now. So what is next, Dooch? Is he going to be in prison in this office until the preliminary starts? Is there an opportunity he could, get moved sooner than that, as of this second, as of this hour, starting today? Yes, obviously, as I referenced before, they will be engaging this time. Close to the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Requests to upset the appointed authorities organization here to attempt also get him really delivered. And that is not all. Diddy's very own portion prodigies like Mace began standing up against him. Mace, who was one of Awful Kid's best specialists in the 90s, broadly left the mark and became a minister. There's a hypothesis that his shift to religion was impacted by things he saw at these gatherings, things that were sufficiently dull to make him walk away from one of the best music names of the time. Mess indicated that there were more vile powers affecting everything. It wasn't simply to propose that Diddy controlling his profession, yet controlling individuals' lives. And that is an example that appears to spring up again and again when it comes to Diddy's associations with individuals in the business on the off potential for success that you have against him. Things will generally go south very rapidly. The affirmed proof that has been accumulated for this situation was from those two assets. Alts that were directed on his own homes in Miami and Los Angeles, and the prosecution names that, the thing held on to, that he purportedly made recordings of these exhibitions, as that have been named now. How about we take it back to Jamie Foxx? Insiders say that Jamie, following quite up, while of being in Diddy circles, saw to the point of making him awkward more than awkward, he needed out. And when you cross Diddy, individuals guarantee that is the point at which the genuine difficulty began. Hence, Jim's well-being emergency wasn't simply a well-being emergency as indicated by sources who profess to be near the circumstance. It was another component. Intentional individuals are saying Jamie was designated in light of the fact that he needed to uncover Diddy, and his new near disaster may have been an admonition, else on the grounds that I'd need to realize that this person is in perfect shape. Jamie Foxx is a mother-loving competitor quarterback. The person's dependably in shape for that to get him at that age. Some are in any event, recommending that this was an organized assault intended to quietness Jamie before he could spill more insider facts. My underlying response, since that is the way I continuously feel when I see circumstances like this, and afterward there's this unusual feeling of sadness, since it is Diddy, right? Diddy is a hip jump legend. He's a common individual who did phenomenal things. Simply staying here and carrying on like the man was definitely not a colossal piece of our childhood is a damn untruth. So there's this strange feeling of melancholy, like another of our legends has ruined their inheritance and is their own shortcoming as a result of unfortunate decisions. Obviously, this isn't the initial time Diddy's been charged for attempting to quiet somebody. Simply check out what befell Cassie. Following quite a while of keeping calm, Cassie documented a bombshell claim in 2023, blaming Diddy for horrendous treatment all through their relationship. This claim uncovered upsetting subtleties that stunned everybody, yet to the people who knew Diddy's valid nature, it was just the tip of the chunk of ice. Cassie wasn't and simply his sweetheart. She had insider information on what happened away from public scrutiny at those notorious gatherings, and presently Jamie Foxx, who's been in Diddy's inward circle for a really long time, is by all accounts got up to speed in the same wound. Webcast claimed two reignited well-established bits of hearsay about Diddy's gatherings and the obscure exercises that went down there for a really long time. Tales have proposed that youthful craftsmen were controlled and constrained into awkward circumstances, and what happened to the people who opposed their profession is baffling. Lie slowed down or more terrible. The possibility that Diddy's been controlling individuals in the business for a really long time isn't new. However, what's stunning is the lengths to which he purportedly goes to keep up with that control. There are a few issues that the protection has raised initially, but it seems like just from perusing this 14-page arraignment that there is sufficient actual proof to maybe get a conviction for this situation. We will see. Feline Williams, the model and candid humorist, has been one of a handful of those who've dared to openly stand in opposition to Diddy. Feline has guaranteed that Diddy's circle is filled with individuals who are hesitant to cross him since they understand what he's able to do, as indicated by Feline. Jamie Foxx was one of the most recent survivors of Diddy's power play. As a matter of fact, Felice went on record to say that Jam's baffling sickness wasn't arbitrary by any stretch of the imagination, however coordinated by Diddy himself. For all that I'm telling you, that is the reason I can say I really want, kid. I want to realize you here. Get you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Come on, Felice's cases have added much more fuel to the fire. Furthermore, presently, individuals. Subscribe Apple World for more videos.